This is a Shedinja. Shedinja? Shedinja. Shedinja. This Pokemon is a bug type, has 1 HP, and if you ever feel useless, just remember that for some reason it has both defense and special defense stats. But with all that said, Shedinja is special. Why? Because he's a good boy. And today, I want to discuss why that is the case, by explaining its competitive advantage, how it is marketed, and why so many people like it. As always, let's start with its design. Shedinja's design complements its concept superbly. Clearly based off of cicadas, Shedinja is neither the nymph nor the cicada itself. Instead, it is based off the hollow husk that remains when a cicada nymph breaks out of its shell. It is the hollow husk that is left in its place, marking the spot where life left its shell. And Pokemon emphasizes this incredibly well, giving Shedinja the perfect typing: Ghost and Bug. The brown outer shell, hollow look, and angel halo over its head really portray the ghost image Game Freak was going for. It has this dead, lifeless appearance that was so unique at the time of its release. Its Pokedex states, Shedinja, the Shed Pokemon, a bug and ghost type. Shedinja appear in empty Pokeballs when Nincada evolve into Ninjask. These entries give us a good understanding behind what makes Shedinja unique, one of which is how it is obtained. Shedinja can only be obtained while you have an open slot in your party with an extra Pokeball when you involve Nincada. From a marketing standpoint, this gimmick does a great job of differentiating Shedinja from the other Pokemon, as it creates a barrier of obtainability, an extra barrier that makes Shedinja a Pokemon that needs to be earned, similar to how trading or evolution stones work. One of the hardest aspects of being a Pokemon designer is finding a way to make every design well liked. And because designs are being ranked, they are, by definition, being compared. This results in the formation of hierarchies, such that some Pokemon are going to be more liked and valuable than others. This is what it means to be in a hierarchy. As a result, the very creation of winners, by definition, results in the formation of losers, or in this case, Pokemon that are not well liked. This of course makes designing Pokemon difficult, as some Pokemon will need to be marketed as lower value so that other Pokemon can be seen as more valuable by contrast. But sometimes there's a unique type of Pokemon that can be made rarer, not through its design, but instead through its abilities. In Shedinja's case, we have 3 differentiating factors that make it unique. First off, we have how Shedinja is obtained, which I've already touched on. Secondly, we have Shedinja's concept and design, which is super clever. And lastly, but most importantly, we have its ability, Wonder Guard. Previously in this series, we have touched upon why the competitive viability of a Pokemon is so important. From a marketing perspective, competitive viability makes the Pokemon more promoted, more popular, and more valuable, similar to how fan art can bring publicity to a Pokemon as well, as Pokemon is first and foremost a battling game. But it also has another advantage: strategic usefulness. Pokemon, in its most competitive form, is like a game of chess. And as a strategy game, you can akin Pokemon to chess pieces. It's not about how strong the Pokemon are, but also about how they can be used to make you win. In chess, objectively, the queen is the best piece on the board, and as a result, in most instances, the most valuable. But that does not mean that other pieces are not also valuable. It just depends on the circumstances. This is the case with Shedinja. In competitive battling, Pokemon can be used in different ways. They can be used as wall pivots, support roles, and sweepers. And if used correctly in the goal of helping you win, then the Pokemon did its job. In Shedinja's case, it has one ability that completely created its marketability: Wonder Guard, an ability that fits its concept perfectly. Wonder Guard, as an ability, makes it so that only types that are super effective to Shedinja can do damage to it. All other types do 0 damage. Whoa, game changer, right? Well, sometimes. You see, there are a lot of types that are super effective to Shedinja. These include Rock, Ghost, Flying, Fire, and Dark, which means any of the moves used for any of these types will instantly knock out Shedinja. Why? Because it only has 1 HP. However, even with this being the case, my goal today was not to talk about the competitive viability of Shedinja, but instead about how this ability impacted its marketability. While never destined to be one of the most popular mons, a face to the brand like Pikachu or Charizard, this ability and its design gives Shedinja a unique selling proposition, a point of differentiation, which in marketing is one of the keys to being successful. Giving your product or design an edge that makes it unique to others. Sometimes, to compete, you need to set up your business as a small competitor with a unique advantage, as opposed to the giant of the industry that takes most of the total market space. Too bad its many weaknesses still make it suck competitively.